News time, 7 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Monday. From the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Seth Lawrence with this local news update. Brought to you by... News time is 7 minutes after 8 o'clock. May was another one to remember to start 2025 from a weather perspective. Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln remembers there were numerous weather outbreaks, including a day in May with severe storms, blowing dust, and extreme winds.
Yeah, we had more tornadoes that popped up. Let me look at my event summary page here. Yeah, May 20th was probably the biggest event day of the month, but we had, it looks like 6 tornadoes in central Illinois. Nothing significant. Most of the damage was tree damage, a few outbuildings and whatnot, but certainly an active day. And then, of course, the dust storm day on the 16th was just a crazy day. We had severe weather, and then we had high wind warning, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, you can't see because there's a 2,000-foot deep dust bowl rolling through Illinois. So that day was probably one of the most challenging weather days I've seen in Illinois for a long time. Really tough. So when we're in severe weather mode, you've got a radar operator, a radar communicator, incident commander, and you're focusing on severe weather. And all of a sudden, the antecedent winds come up to levels where we needed a wind warning. So we had that product to worry about, and then we get the wind warning out, and then we realize, it's dry enough that dust is getting picked up, and that's another focus. So you had like 3 focuses all at the same time. When severe weather is usually that's our game, right? Severe weather. Let's do severe weather. People can't see because of an outflow from a thunderstorm complex, and it's serious because we even had one of our ITO called in. He said, I can't see my windshield. I can see the glass of my windshield and nothing beyond that. I can't see the end of my hood. This is horrible. So then we were like, dust storm warning, let's get it out. And then we did that, told Chicago, we told North Webster Weather Service offices. We said, this is coming north and it's bad. So then they were able to get ahead of this thing, but we were ground zero. So getting ahead of that dust storm was very challenging because you get a report, you're like, some dust getting picked up. Is it bad? I don't know. So we get a dust advisory out. And we're like, all right, we got it. Dust advisory is out. And then you hear how bad it really is. And we're like, no way. That's not enough. We need the WHOW to go off, the wireless emergency alert on people's phones that are driving. Need this warning. So then we send out the dust storm warning, which is a Polygon-based product, just like a severe thunderstorm warning. And then all those phones go off and people are able to pull off the roads. And luckily, we did not have a major pileup because there certainly could be. That was I-57, I-55, I-74. That could have been really bad dust event. So wow. we dodged that bullet on that day.
According to Shimon, rainfall across the state varied in May. Even locally, rainfall totals were very hit and miss.
Right. Yeah, it was in pockets. I mean, DeWitt County, I looked at the Coco Raz map, and there's like 3.5 up towards Farmer City, and then 3.2 in Clinton with our Coco Raz observer there. But if you just drift a little bit southeast, Piatt County, 5 inches right along just east of Cisco there. So not too far away, 2 more inches of rain fell. It was really hit or miss with some of the heavier rains in general. We're doing good with 3.5. At least it's not going to start a drought-like situation now because we've got a decent amount of rain that actually soaked in. I don't think there was a lot of runoff because the soils were moderately dry to start with. So.
While varying precipitation totals highlighted the month, overall precipitation ended up below normal. Shimon adds May turned out to be cooler than normal despite early outlooks predicting a warm-up at the end of the month.
Yeah, we started out cool. The first week and a half were below normal for the most part. And then we had the heat wave right around the middle of the month. That boosted us a little, but we're below normal overall for the month, about 1.5 degrees, 1.6 degrees below normal. So it's been a cool May. That's kind of slowed down some of the growth, but we did have enough moisture to keep us in par with. We're just a little below normal there too. About 1/2 inch below normal. We're 3.65 in the amount of rainfall, but it came at enough breaks between them that it kept the soils from drying out too much. So we're doing good there. But yeah, May was below normal precip and below normal temperatures, which I'm not sure we had in the monthly outlook at the time, but that's the way it's settled out here with the last part of the month really being blown up.
The first week of June begins with a bit of a warm-up. Then some threats of severe weather will usher in a cool down. We'll have more with Shimon this week on the June outlook and the summer outlook as well. News time is 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. Last November, the citizens of Piatt County voted in favor of a tax referendum that would provide funding to the 708 Mental Health Board. Now they are ready to begin accepting applications in anticipation of distributing those dollars to local organizations. Tony Kirkman, executive director of the Piatt County Mental Health Center, explains with the newfound funding for the Mental Health Board, nonprofits can apply for fiscal year 26.
This is the part that the 708 Mental Health Board wants the community to be aware of, is that if you are a nonprofit and you are providing services for mental health, addiction, or developmental services, and you can demonstrate that these dollars would be funded as a funder of last resort, you can apply for funding. And so the application window for FY26 will be starting in June 1st, and then it'll go all the way until, I want to say, July 7th. Individuals that are interested can reach out to our board president. His name is Michael Schroeder. He's actually the director of the DeWitt Piatt Bi-County Health Department, and his email address is mschroeder@dewittpiatthealth.com. He will be able to give you the application, answer any questions you might have. But what we're hoping for is that applicants would submit, the board would have a chance to review, and then funding announcements would come out in October, which then you would have service contracts coming out, and basically people would have their cash by around January 1, and that would be the first calendar year of funding. Really excited. Hopefully we can get some good applicants. There's a lot of good nonprofits out there doing some good stuff, and again, that's our thing, is you've got to be able to show that your program really doesn't have any state, federal, or private foundation funding, and then you'd be eligible for it.
While the board may move to electronic applications in the future, Kirkman indicates this time around you must fill out a paper application to receive funding. That being said, he calls the process very simple.
And again, since this is the first year that the 708's in existence, it sadly is still going to be on a paper application for review, but the application process is really, really simple. It's, ask for a dollar amount, explain a little bit about your program, demonstrate the financial requirements. When I looked at it, I don't think the application is more than 4 pages long. Super, super easy. If you sat down and designated probably 45 minutes to an hour, you'd be done. They would submit them, they would vet them, and then when they are looking at funding decisions, they'd probably call you back in like October just for some clarification questions, asking your scope of services. Again, this is a financial partnership between two entities, and so it should feel like a good relationship. So it's not getting grilled. I think the board's wanting to know the heart of the organization, understanding that they have a obligation to be good fiscal managers, and they have been given the public's trust, and they take that very seriously to guard the public's trust. So these are not 708 dollars. These are Piatt County taxpayers' dollars, and they need to do a very good job of vetting and holding organizations accountable to good fiscal process.
The Piatt County 708 Board is committed to being good stewards of those dollars and that they've been given by taxpayers. Learn more about the application process at piattmhc.org. News time is 8:15 on this Monday. Time now for a look at this morning's obituaries. 58-year-old Teresa Marie Carr of Clinton passed away May 24th. Services for 58-year-old Teresa Marie Carr will be Saturday, June 7th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Whitney's Cove in Clinton. A private family interment will be at Memorial Park Cemetery in Clinton at a later date. The family has entrusted Calvert Funeral Home of Clinton with cremation rights. Memorials can be directed to the Teresa Carr Memorial Fund. 82-year-old James D. Lane Sr. of Clinton passed away May 29th at his family residence in Clinton. Services for 82-year-old James D. Lane Sr. will be at 2 p.m. Tuesday, June 3rd at Calvert Funeral Home in Clinton with Sandy Gambrell officiating. Burial will follow at DeWitt Cemetery in DeWitt. The visitation will be from 12 to 2 Tuesday at the funeral home. In lieu of flowers, memorials can be directed to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Get news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, DeWittDailyNews.com. A look at sports is next.
Breathing problems can affect every aspect of your life. Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital Pulmonology Clinic and Dr. Ismail Bobat, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Dr. Bobat is an expert at identifying and treating pulmonology health conditions. Get the right diagnosis and treatment for your breathing problem with an experienced pulmonologist. For healthier breathing, book an appointment in Clinton today. Call 217-784-2212.
Surf Pro of Piatt, DeWitt counties are your fire, storm, and water restoration specialists. Find out how they can help you by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Eric Arnold's fourth inning RBI double proved to be the game winner, backing a 13 strikeout effort from Ike Young, and Monticello held off Tolono Unity 3-2 in Class 2A Sectional Championship action from the Workman Family Baseball Field at Millikan University in Decatur on Saturday. Arnold blasted a double to left that scored Brian Wilchin, who had reached on an error to start the inning. The run put Monticello ahead 3-0. Left field. This one is back, and it's going to get over the head of Brimley. Scoring easily is Wilchin and Arnold, an RBI double to make it 3-0 Sages.
I was about to say he gets a steady diet of outside pitches, and he was ready for it. Smashed that ball in the left field.
The Rockets got that run back in its half of the inning, but could have had more. Young, who cruised through 4 innings, started laboring in the 5th. The Illinois commit had the inning begin with an error. Then he hit Oliver Rawlings, the Rockets' 9-hitter, to put runners at first and second with nobody out. Leadoff hitter Nolan Ramoli walked to load the bases. Then Tyler Henry walked in a run to put Unity on the board and to make it 3-1. Young then fell behind Braden Henry, but got him to strike out. The ball got away from catcher Eli Kraft. However, Rawlings at third base lost track of the situation and was tagged out by Kraft, running down the baseline, getting 2 outs on the play. Brady Parr on deck as Young sets home with a 1-2. Swung on and missed. Got by Kraft, nowhere to go. They are going to tag out Rawlings.
Oh, don't throw it. Don't throw it.
Yeah, don't throw it. That's a double play for Monticello.
Right. He's out.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go.
Yep.
And Rawlings ran himself into an out at third base. There's 2 outs. Monticello scored 2 runs to start the game in the first. Arnold singled with 1 out. Then Kraft was hit by a pitch. With Young at the plate, Arnold took third on a pitch that got away from Unity catcher Ryan Cunningham, just enough for the senior to leg out the extra base. Zeke Young, running for Kraft, took second on the play as well. That set up Young's sac fly to score the game's first run. 1 out, a 3-2 pitch from Henry to Young. To right center field, Hoggard's got a beat on it to his left. This should score the run. Arnold tags. Hoggard's throw is cut off, and Arnold scores 1-0 Monticello.
Do the job. Nice job, Ike.
After Young's sac fly, Colton Vance hit a chopper that ended up in shallow left center field for a run-scoring hit to make it 2-0. Young labored through 6 in the third innings. The All-State quarterback struck out 13 but walked 6, hit 2 batters, and allowed just 1 hit.
1-2, swung on and missed. He had Henry bailing out, and that is out number 2, strikeout number 1. 1-2 on the way from Young. Swung on and missed, struck him out. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Ike, and that's out number 1 here in the second. 2-2 on the way, and Leckendorf swings through that back foot breaking ball you talked about, Ray. Strikeout number 3 is out number 2 here in the second. Breaking ball swung and missed.
Right there. Good
Rawlings could not hold up. He is strikeout number 4 and out number 2 here in this third inning. 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed.
Yep.
Struck him out.
Had him out front. Great pitch.
Strikeout number 5 for Ike is out number 1 here in the third. I'm set at the numbers. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Came back with a breaking ball, and Bailey is out number 2. It's strikeout number 6 for Ike Young. 0-2. Pitch on the way. Swung. Dirk Kraft digs it out. Throws high. The first base can't handle it. They'll have. Nope, they won't have a play at the plate. So Basak throws across to third. Back is Henry.
He tried to muscle up and throw that ball too hard.
So it's another strikeout for Ike, but it's an error. And Langendorf at first. Henry ends up at third. And it's first and third with 2 outs. He gets it this time. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. And the inning is over. 7 strikeouts for Ike, 4 scoreless in the books. Ike plugging along into this 6th inning. A 2-2 pitch on the way to Ryan Cunningham. Ike sets and brings it home.
Nice pitch. Right down the middle.
Third strike for out number 2.
Good pitch by Ike. Right down the middle.
Pitch.
Yeah, just fooled him. And just 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Just could not pull the trigger.
Likes what he sees. He sets and brings home a 3-2. Struck him out. The inning is over.
By Ike. Yep.
Rawlings at first. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. That's out number 1. Strikeout number 12 for Ike Young. It's a swing and a miss by Henry for the second out of the 7th inning. The 13th strikeout of the game.
Matthias Rudolph worked around a run-scoring error and a walk to get the final out in the 7th inning to put the win away for Monticello.
3-2 Sages, a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Here in the 7th, bases full of Rockets. As the sophomore Rudolph sets from the belt and home with the 1-2.
Got him.
Inside. Third strike ends the game.
Big pitch.
Sages are sectional champs.
Vance finished 2 for 2, reaching base all 3 times with a walk and a run driven in. Arnold was 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. He was the Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt County's player of the game. Unity ends its season 18-13 overall. Monticello improves to 30-6, advancing to take on Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin tonight at Lincoln Land Community College in Springfield. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock. Normal Community scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning and walked off with a 10-run rule win, 13-3 over Plainfield Central in a Class 4A regional championship from Moline Saturday afternoon. Max Heineman scored Gavin Michaels with a single to put the Ironmen ahead, 13-3. Normal Community jumped out to an early 5-2 lead in the first inning. Gavin Swartz hit a 2-run single to put the Ironmen ahead, 3-2. 2 batters later, Gavin Swartz singled in 2 more to make it 5-2. Swartz and Brady Burkhart drove in 2 runs apiece for Normal Community. Burkhart was 3 for 3 with a double, and Michaels was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Heineman and Kyle Beatty each had 2 hits, and 8 of 9 starters reached base for Normal Community. 3 pitchers combined to strike out 6 and overcame 7 walks. Normal Community goes to 33-4. They will take on Bradley Bourbonnais Wednesday at 7 p.m. in a sectional semifinal at Illinois Wesleyan University. The Ironmen beat Bradley Bourbonnais 4-1 back on April 19th. Champaign Central made easy work of Lincoln 10-0 in a Class 3A regional championship game Saturday morning in Champaign. Austin Lucas managed the only hit for the Rail Splitters, who end their season 16-16 overall. Class 1A sectional championship action from Saturday from Arcola. Salt Fork beat GCMS 8-7 from Peru St. Bede. Lexington outlasted Hayworth 11-5. Class 2A sectional baseball championship action from Saturday from IVC. It was IVC getting blanked by Eureka 3-0. From Pleasant Plains, Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin down Plains 4-1. From Teutopolis outlasted Effingham St. Anthony 5-4. From Class 3A regional baseball championship action Saturday at East Peoria, Dunlap blanked Limestone 1-0. From the Mount Zion regional, Mount Zion 10-run Rochester 14-4 in 6 innings. From Rantoul, Mahomet Seymour blanked Rantoul 10-0. From Washington beat Geneseo 5-2. Super sectional high school baseball today. Class 1A from Illinois Wesleyan. Salt Fork takes on Lexington at 6. Class 2A from Lincoln Land Community College. As mentioned, Monticello takes on Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin. And again, hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Super sectional high school softball action today. Class 1A from Illinois Wesleyan. Leroy takes on Serena at 4:30. Class 2A from Milliken. Auburn takes on Tolono Unity at 4:30. Charlie Morton in a game heard on WHOW. Charlie Morton pitched effectively into the 7th inning, and the Baltimore Orioles beat Adrian Hauser and the Chicago White Sox 3-2 for their first series sweep of the season on Sunday.
The White Sox were swept in Baltimore over the weekend, which concluded with a 3-2 loss in the series finale on Sunday, despite another quality start from Adrian Hauser. But Ramon Arias snapped Hauser's scoreless inning streak to begin his White Sox career at 14.
0-1, and he shoots one into center. It's down for a single. Hanley will score. Holiday never did advance, so he obviously thought that ball might have a chance to be caught. It's 1-0 Orioles. Hauser has allowed a run for the first time.
The Sox will look to end their skid with some home cooking on the south side as they open a 7-game homestand on Monday, beginning with 4 against the Tigers. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
And the Sox return to the WHOW airwaves tonight. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4-lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. A man brandishing an improvised flamethrower and screaming "Free Palestine" is jailed in Boulder County, Colorado. Follows yesterday's attack on a group of people who had gathered to show support for Israeli